His soft yet darling lips brushed against mine, engulfing me in emotions both non-sinning excitement of anger. I am confused. My mind cannot decide upon one single thing or action. Why did I say something? Not. Why did I move? Not. Why do I yearn for love even when I already have it? Is this the sin of lust or greed? The horror behind the seemingly innocent facade that love hides. Love was like fire indeed. It can be warm and wonderful embrace, a hot, passionate, and drunken flame, or scoring, dangerous pain that no one should ever mess with. Oi, Gavint, it seems I have swollen by a raging, evil flames of love, a love long forgotten and now seen as a mere child dream, a fantasician tale. Perhaps that is why I felt at least and oh so light glint of happiness when I finally shared a romantic moment with the boy I fell in love once with. Thanks for accepting the selfish request of wicked, envious me. Zenitsu breathed out, locking his brim-loved gaze with mine. His blush was not tensionable. He caressed the sides of my face dearly, running his thumbs against my skin, as if he was fallen petals seeking embrace on the soft grass beneath. Does it mean that, after all these years, your heart still thrives for me? Why in my mind is such a daze? Why do I feel such joy when I hear his words? Do I still love him? I can't. I already have Tanjiro. We are engaged already. Don't mind my words. Zenitsu smiled sadly and sighed. I got too carried away saying that, so don't mind. I was still in quiet shock, so all I could do was nod. I was lightly quivered my face, and still tinted with blush, which made Zenitsu giggle a tad bit. You're making it real difficult for me not to love you, you know. He faked sadness in a conventional manner. You're so beautiful and perfect all the time. How can I not fall in love with you? I finally regained my senses and cleared my throat. I tried to look serious, but alas, my blush was quite noticeable. My best regards to you in your new life, I said. It all has been forgotten and forgiven, but it's only because of my mercy as a wise saint. Yay! Yinshen forgives me! Zenitsu cheered joyfully as he carried me on his back and ran out of the room. Yinshen and I are friends again! Zenitsu, stop this at once! I protested, but he was too lost in his own thoughts to even care. Zenitsu! Zenitsu ran on about giggling and blushing. No one cared about my pleas to stop Zenitsu. Instead, it made Inosuke and Kayako run around the house too. Well, there was one person who did try to halt the blonde boy's action. Zenitsu, put her down! Tanjiro exclaimed, running after us. He seemed quite bothered. Yin is still injured, remember? Zenitsu paid no heed to his words and kept running. He seemed quite happy. I kind of feel relieved that we have finally sorted things out and now strive to be friends, to live without the chains of our past slowing us down or dwelling. I must still keep my composure and act professional, for even the smallest of chances and Zenitsu would surely misbehave. I will never forgive you if you don't stop this immediately, I scoffed at Zenitsu, to which the aforementioned boy stopped running and placed me down with care. He then looked at me sadly. But you said you forgave me, Zenitsu replied. I will not forgive you if you dare do anything like that again. I scrunched my nose at him as I then clapped my hands and looked at Tanjiro, Kayaka, and Hashibara. Let us get ready everything and ourselves for our departure. Second person POV. Slayer team, we are the Slayer team, Inosuke announced proudly in a singing manner as he marched, Kayaka following him, also marching. Slayer team, we are the Slayer team. They both seemed to share the same brain cell, Zenitsu said, carrying Nezuko's box. At least Kayaka is happy. You also sighed, watching Kayaka march with big steps until Kayaka tripped on a rock and fell. The Blackette soon got up and it didn't hurt and kept marching. Kayaka used to follow me around like that, Tanjiro sulked sadly. Oh my, where has he gone again? He sighed heavily. Whew, this is the place, Tanjiro said, glaring at the mountain in front of all of you. It seriously was scary. You clasped your hands twice before closing your eyes. Persify. As you extended your hands, a whitish hue came out and spread towards the mountain. Everyone stared at the light and then at you in awe. A few seconds later, you opened your eyes. It's infested with strong demons. I can barely harm them from afar. Strong poisons for strong demons. Kayaka nodded assuredly as he took out a vial of purplish liquid. Inosuke soon slapped his hand away, almost dropping the demon poison on the ground. If you want to be like me, fight with your fists and your swords only, Inosuke fumed. But my sword needs poison to kill demons, boss Inosuke, Kayaka retorted. Inosuke seemed like he was about to say something, but soon rather not. Do as you please, then, Inosuke said with a huff. What do you mean by do as you please? You fumed at Inosuke. How could this guy be so carefree about an infant's life? Kayaka must be supervised and protected at all costs, even more if we are heading to a mountain with pheromone of demons in it. I took down 4 deer when I was his age, Inosuke scoffed. I can protect Kayaka just fine. Yeah, Bosco Inosuke is strong. Kayaka nodded with a hum, smiling proudly. Please do not meddle in this type of discussion and do call Hashibara by his name, you said to Kayaka, crossing her arms at Inosuke. Taking care of a child is a great responsibility. Fighting while making sure Kayaka is unscathed will be a major challenge. You don't seem responsible enough. I can protect this kid just fine, damn it, Inosuke yelled angrily. Hado? Do not raise your voice at me, Hashibara. You glared menacingly at the boar-masked man, taking him by surprise. Kayaka is more than a child for me. Meaning that I cannot, and I emphasize, I cannot, simply let him under your custody of a wild-raised, impotent brute such as yourself. Hado! Honey, calm down. Tanjiro held you by your shoulders. I don't understand most of what you're saying, but I am definitely stronger than anyone else here, Inosuke retorted, his anger lightly lowered. Let the kid get out there and get stronger, too, can't you? Oh, I apologize, you said scoffingly, and with noticeable anger in your tone. I ask for your forgiveness, for I was not born in the same cruel and humane environment as you. Hayo! You looked at Kayaka, who pointed at a boy in the demon-slaying uniform. Said person seemed to be begging for help. Everyone soon started running towards him. Persify, you said once again and again. The faint white beam extended towards the mountain and the badly injured demon slayer. You knelt next to the stranger and looked at him worriedly. What happened? Did I escape the mountain? The wounded boy said between heavy breaths, looking at you with a small blush. Is this heaven? Shut it, you twit! Inosuke kicked the guy on the head and said stronger, falling unconscious. I hope so. Hashibara! You scolded, checking the now unconscious demon slayer's pulse. Luckily, he was alive. Kayaka looked for any injuries. There were none, aside from the traumatic experience. We must hurry and kill those demons, Tanjiro said. I don't think this guy was the only one trapped in the mountain. You two will need this then. Kayaka handed Tanjiro Zenitsu and Yu Wisteria and Chitalita lamp. I hope I'm saying that right. A bottle of bug repellent and poisons. It's a mountain after all. I'm the king of the mountains. Nothing scares me. Inosuke crackled before setting Kayaka over his shoulder. You, my underling, and Prince of the Mountain are just as fearless and awesome as me. These words made Kayaka smile brightly and take out his, Kayaka's sword, directing it towards the mountain. Lead the way, boss. Halt, you two, you demanded, making Inosuke abruptly. We will go into the mountain together. There is strength in numbers. If it happens that we are separated, at least we can plan it with more care. Inosuke ticked before agreeing. Fine. Will you accompany us, Zenitsu? You asked as casual as possible. Somehow you were still haunted by the sinful memory of Zenitsu and you couldn't face him properly. Yes. Zenitsu nodded with shaky legs, swallowing his fear. Coward, coward. Kayaka laughed at Zenitsu. Kayaka, behave. You looked at the kid. Coward, coward. Inosuke joined. Both of you. Cease at once, you scolded. There's spider webs everywhere. Inosuke growled, swatting spider webs often. Kayaka was walking behind Inosuke, moving his Kayaka's lamp around so the scent of citronella would scare away bugs. Spider webs, you asked with a hum. As you walked, the grass seemed to split apart and make ways for you. No insect nor spider web obstructed your path. You've got to be kidding me, Zenitsu exclaimed, looking at you, but soon got silent by Tanjiro, who gestured a hand towards a black-haired demon slayer that was hiding nearby. You three crept towards the demon slayer. Tanjiro touched the guy's arm, making said person jolt and shriek in fear. My name is Tanjiro. We are here to help, Tanjiro said with a calm yet confident smile. Oh, thank God. The boy sighed with a great relief. My name is Matsura, rank 11. What rank are you? 4? Is that a kid? We're ranked 10th, Tanjiro replied. Silence. Rank 10? Can't they send a pillar? Matsuru shouted in distress. It'll give the same results if they send 100 of rank 10 demon slayers. How rude, you fumed. Have some more faith in your fellows. Yinhano-o? Matsura stuttered and knelt on the ground. As powerful as you may be, I think the pillars are more experienced and capable of defending these demons. Inosuke punched Matutaru straight in the face. Hashibora, you scolded. Instead of whining like a baby, you should explain the situation, Inosuke demanded. Yeah, explain, Lutataru, Kayaka nodded. Stop it, or I will send you both back to the foot of the mountain, and I make sure you are unable to follow us, you threatened coldly. After some silence, you bowed at Matsuru with a kind smile. Pardon me. For this day, I have been quite agitated. Please do present the current situation. Matutaru nodded with a small blush and began telling that what happened. It seemed that out of 10 demon slayers, including Matsuru, only the aforementioned black-eyed boy survived. near was no doubt that Matataru's squander wasn't the only group sent here. For if it was an urgent situation, more than 10 demon slayers were needed. You stared instantly into nothingness, trying to find the solution to this event. Perhaps we can follow the demon's trail and end this nightmare right down to its source. You looked at Tanjiro. Do you think you can detect the demon's scent? It's no good. Tanjiro shook his head and looked at you sadly. This entire mountain smells terrible, and the wind current spreads the demon scent everywhere. Zenitsu, you were about to ask, but Tanjiro stopped your words. Yin! He yelled. Inosuke and Zenitsu instantly saw the demon slayer that lurked behind you. With it in it, swung its blade, ready to slice off your head. You didn't even have the chance to look back. I am glad you could make it out here. A soft male voice spoke to a tired crow that was wheezing, huffing, and resting on the man's lap. The male's voice seemed to ease all tension. Nearly all my children seem to have been eliminated. Perhaps this is the doing of the 12 demon moons. 2 persons were kneeling in front of the male with their backs straight. Guessing by their physiques, it was a girl and boy. The female held a small smile and calm yet dull eyes. The man was serious looking. The man's pale eyes seemed to widen oh so lightly. She is also there, along with the infant. As much as I recognize how both strong of them might be, I think it's time I send a pillar to seed and give aid. Shinobu, Giyu. Orders retrieved. Both pillars said. It would be great if humans and demons could get along, Shinobu said. Her voice was so sweet and tender. Don't you think, Tokido-san? As long as demons eat humans, nothing will change, the voice replied with a cold tone.